to my point of view walkthrough video of Disneyland. Now I know there's a lot of walkthrough videos out there to choose from, and I'm glad you chose mine. So let's get going and head on in. Here we're going through the berm that surrounds Disneyland that kind of keeps the real world out, and once you go through, you're in the magical world of Disneyland. And we start out, we're going into, I'm actually visiting on January 6th, which is the last day that the Christmas decorations are up at Disneyland. I was kind of curious why they would keep the decorations up until January 6th instead of taking them down on the 1st like a lot of people do, or some people leave them up all year. But anyway, I found out by the Google machine that January 6th is the 12th day of Christmas. Apparently the 12 days start on December 25th, and January 6th is actually called a day of Epiphany, which is a pretty big deal in a lot of cultures out there. Did not know that. Now I learned it. Now we're taking a little walk down Main Street, USA. A lot of shops. Got a nice little buggy here. One of the things I like about coming here is the horses that pull the trolley cars are Percherons, which my grandfather had when I was growing up, so it's kind of gives me a warm feeling whenever I see them. The Percherons are the gray and white ones, or sometimes black. They also have Belgians, and I think I've seen a couple of Shires now and then. You see all the nice, beautiful Christmas decorations up. We got the cinema with Steamboat Willie playing. I am a relatively recent Disneyland convert. I visited Disneyland for the first time in 94 or 95. I can't remember exactly when, but I didn't like it. Matter of fact, I kind of avoided Disneyland for the next 20 plus years until about a year ago. I was watching a YouTube video. It was the making of Disneyland. It was like a documentary. It was kind of talking about how Walt Disney came up with the idea of creating Disneyland, and piqued my interest. So I visited Christmas time of 2018. I liked it. Said, hey, this is good. I'll come back again. Didn't really make any plans on where I would do it. But then in August, when I saw the Galaxy's Edge opening, I was like, hey, I got to go check this out. So I went to Galaxy's Edge and fell in love with the whole park, not just Galaxy's Edge. And that night I went and bought a season pass, and been coming back quite a few times since then, getting to know the park. I'm not an expert by any means, but I'll share what I've learned and what I like and what I don't like, what I've done, what I haven't done. And we start out with Fantasyland. When I visited here in 95, I visited with my girlfriend at the time and her sister and brother-in-law. And there, I believe she was about 3 or 4 years old, the little niece. We spent a lot of time in Fantasyland and Toontown. So whenever I would, in the past 20 years, whenever I would think about Disneyland, I would think Fantasyland, Toontown, and in particular, It's a Small World ride. And I gotta say, not my favorite ride. I think we were in line for about an hour. There's no fast pass back then. And the ride itself is probably an hour long. And that song was playing over and over and over again. And it started to kind of drive me a little buggy. I just remember getting off the ride and I'm like, okay, that's over. Let's move on. And then the sweet little Julia, Amy's niece, started singing the song the rest of the time we were there. So in the past few years, when people would ask me, hey, you want to go to Disneyland? That would pop in my head, and I would say, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. But coming back, there's a few things that I do like Matterhorn, probably one of my top 3 rides. And here we go by Storybook Land, or the Storybook ride. This kind of brings me back memories of probably one of the scariest movies from my childhood, Pinocchio. I remember watching this when I was probably 5 or 6 years old, when they turned into donkeys, and it terrified me. And that whale, that was a nice happy whale that you see these boats going into right now. It was a big, mean, angry whale that swallowed them up. I still haven't watched it ever since. There's been 2 movies that really scared me that much. Hellraiser, the original one, and Pinocchio. Haven't watched either of them again. I might buck it up and try it now that I have Disney Plus and give it another go and see if it scares me as much as it used to. And here they're going. And here's Peter Pan's Flight. I actually have ridden this one. I couldn't help but say, hey, look, kids, there's Big Ben, Parliament. Nobody else got it. We make our way around to King Arthur's Carousel. Story goes that, and a lot of you probably know this, but I'm going to repeat it anyway, that Walt Disney actually was inspired to make Disneyland when he was sitting down in Griffith Park watching his daughters go round and round on the carousel. He said, hey, Pinocchio. Mr. Toad, never been on that. He thought maybe he can create a place that people would go that both children and adults can have fun. And that was the inspiration for Disneyland. Here's Dumbo. Haven't been on that ride either. And we'll take a walk into a hat store. It's a lot of mouse ears. Because you can't just have one set of mouse ears. Happy birthday mouse ears. Happy anniversary mouse ears. And teacups. Haven't been on that either. Actually, I've only been in Fantasyland, Small World, Peter Pan, and not Alice in Wonderland. Haven't been on that. Which do you like better, the original Alice in Wonderland or the Tim Burton remake? Any suggestions on rides I should try in Fantasyland? Please put them in the comments below. And the Matterhorn, my favorite ride in Fantasyland, and probably top 3 in the whole park. Ride it 2 or 3 times every time I visit. Alright, so that's just about it for Fantasyland. There's the Fantasyland Theater, Mickey's Magical Map Show. Caught a little bit of it. Looks pretty interesting. I have to sit down and watch the whole thing. And now we're walking into Mickey's Toontown. I think when I came back here in '95, Toontown had just opened. It was part of the reason why my girlfriend and her sister and little girl were so excited to come here. It is very, very, very colorful. Kind of slowly walking in here. I'm still kind of getting used to using this handheld gimbal that I have for my iPhone. It's a DJI gimbal. Kind of smooths things out a lot. I like it. I like it a lot. You see the Christmas decorations are still up. And this very Who Framed Roger Rabbit. We didn't love that movie. You have to come check this place out at night. Looks like it might be pretty cool at night, but never quite make it around to it. To the firehouse. I have kind of gone into some of the different stores they have here. And next time I kind of do a little pass through, I'll go inside because they're really, really, really cool inside. But right now I kind of want to show you a little bit more here. I don't know a whole lot about Toontown because I haven't really spent a lot of time. I kind of like this clock though, it's pretty cool. I'm sure those hammers and bells do something when it hits the top of the hour, but I'm not going to stay around and check that out. Couple cool little places to eat. There's Pluto's doghouse. We'll go around to Goofy's Gas. And one thing I don't quite understand, and maybe some of you can explain, comments below. Goofy, not the brightest dog, but he can talk. Pluto, pretty smart, can't talk. Kind of confusing. And this is also where you can meet some of the other characters. You can meet Mickey and Minnie in here. They have their own little houses. When I came here in '95, we did visit Mickey and Minnie because we were with 4-year-old Julia, and she was very excited to meet him. And this is where she started singing It's a Small World. I think we had just gotten off the Small World ride. I was like, oh my god, here we go again, that song. We kind of make it through here. Dodging children, dodging strollers. And there's Minnie's house. Everybody's waiting to meet Minnie. Scoot on by. And Mickey's not home. Not sure. Let's go. Got a little roller coaster coming up here. I love roller coasters. Maybe that's why Space Mountain is my favorite ride. Oh, I wasn't supposed to tell you that yet, but I did. Space Mountain, love it. But we'll get to that in a couple more hours. We'll make it over to Tomorrowland. The design on these houses are really, really cool. I like it. Did I get a lot up? There's Goofy, Christmas Goofy. And there goes Goofy, heading off into the crowd. And I'm going to try to make my way out of Toontown. Every time I come here, I look for Grumpy. I love Grumpy. Never see him. I always say, where's Grumpy? And if you say he's the guy behind the camera, that's not funny. Here we go, towards the exit. Slowly making over. I think I see Pluto up around the corner. Let's go over there. And we'll top it off with a little bit of Pluto. Where's Pluto? And here we go, here we go. And get around this guy, get around this guy. One last little shot of Toontown. And pan over and look who it is. Here he is, 1 second, coming up. Pan around, Pluto. Okay, everybody say goodbye to Pluto. And we're going to say goodbye to Toontown because now we're going to make our way to the other side of the park to Adventureland. The Enchanted Tiki Room. I haven't been in there either. Now as I'm doing this tour, I'm realizing there's an awful lot at Disneyland that I haven't gotten to yet. It's because I'm kind of a creature of bad habits. Every time I come here, I tend to go to the same rides over and over again. I'll do Magic Mountain, Space Mountain, a couple times. I'll do Matterhorn 2 or 3 times, Star Tours a couple of times. But when I come back, I'm going to have to start doing a lot more things that I haven't done already. If you have any suggestions of things I should try, put it in the comments below. Gonna make our way out of the store and heading towards the Jungle Cruise. I like this ride. I like the way the boat captains all have their little comic routines. It's kind of funny. They all kind of mix things up a little different. I was a tour guide when I was in college in Howe Caverns in beautiful Cobleskill, New York. And they gave us some jokes that we should use, and I used them all. And I went back about 10 or 15 years later, and the guide was using the same jokes we had used before. I'm guessing they had been used for a long, long time. Bengal barbecue, smells nice. And there's the Indiana Jones ride. I like it, but definitely not my top 10, I don't think. Some of my friends love it, but I like it, don't love it. Here we go to Tarzan's Treehouse, which I'm pretty sure was the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse originally. I did watch the 1960 version of the Swiss Family Robinson, because I think there's a version from the 40s that Disney made, but I watched the 1960s version, which is the one I remember as a kid, and it holds up. And if you have Disney Plus, you should check it out so you can kind of see where this treehouse originated. And that's about it for Adventureland. Frontierland was one of the original lands when the park opened in 1955, and when I was watching that documentary, it was much different back then. They actually had mule rides where you can get on a mule and you walk around this path. If you get a chance, you should definitely check the Imagineering documentary they have, a series they have on Disney Plus. Kind of talks about the whole process of when Walt Disney kind of came up with the idea and how it was built, and they kind of go through the whole evolution all the way up to Disney World Shanghai, I believe. It's kind of how everything kind of evolved and turned into what we see Disneyland now. Here's your shoot 'em up gallery. Take a look in there, get a little closer look, do a little plinking. Pachoo, pachoo. This is fun for a few minutes. Gotta get a taste of the Old West. And here we go. And more merchandising. Got a Buffalo. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, if anybody cares. Means I'm loyal and a glutton for punishment. Has anybody ever gone to Disneyland and not purchased anything? Because I always tend to buy something. Yeah, for sure. I'm big on refrigerator magnets too. I don't know why. I have so many on my refrigerator. I'm actually thinking about getting a framed piece of metal that I can hang on my wall to put the refrigerator magnets on, just to kind of get the clutter off my refrigerator. And they fall off all the time sometimes when I'm in a rush. We go through t-shirts, mouse ears, dog. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. The first couple times I came here, I took a look at it and I thought it was kind of a kiddie ride because it has a train. And I did go on it, but the first time I went on it, I loved it, and this is another one I kind of hit every time I come, at least once. Definitely Fast Pass. It's a lot of fun. Here we go, the Pirates of the Caribbean, as we kind of work our way into New Orleans Square. In New Orleans Square, I think, if I remember correctly, I think this was the last project, building project that Walt Disney was involved in. I think it was just getting completed when he passed away, and they were just starting planning on Disney World in Florida. But this is kind of a nice little relaxing area to kind of wander around. It's got some nice little alleyways and a lot of shops and restaurants you can kind of check out. And it's kind of like New Orleans without the smell of stale urine, which is nice. No drunk people passed out in the alleyway. Merchandising, pirate merchandising. Get you a pirate hat. Because Pirates of the Caribbean's right around the corner. And we'll walk back out into the alleyway. Slowly. Blue Bayou. I was fortunate enough to have dinner there, I think October. Had a seat right on the rail by where the boats go by in the Pirates of the Caribbean. It was nice, dark. Had the filet mignon and au gratin potatoes. Very good, delicious. I highly recommend it. If you don't get a reservation, because I tried to get a reservation, it's tough. I do it a week in advance. I drive a month in advance, and never was able to get it. So I did try to just showing up a little bit later, a little bit after dinner time, and after about a 20-minute wait, I got in, and it was worth it. Loved it. Definitely try it if you haven't done it already. And pretty Christmas decorations. And there's the train ready to pick people up. Another little alleyway. So they work their way in here. I think there's something behind that door, but I don't know what it is. Does anybody? Now we just made our way out of New Orleans Square, and here we are in the Rivers of America. Hey, dude. The paddle wheeler, the Mark Twain, coming around. Chuggity, chuggity, chug. I don't always go on it. Probably every other time I'll go on either the Mark Twain or the sister ship, the Columbia. And the Columbia should be coming around here pretty soon. It's a 18th century sailing vessel. It's kind of cool. Really cool, kind of go, hey ducky! Riding the waves. And you can also paddle canoes around the Rivers of America. It's fun. Everybody's waving, wave back. Hello, everyone. It's kind of fun. I've done it twice. Nobody seems to know how to paddle in synchronicity. And here you get a little bit of a shot of the Tom Sawyer's Island. And here it is. Here's the Columbia. It's very beautiful. It's kind of cool if you go below deck. I highly recommend going on both if you can. But if you go below deck, it kind of shows just how tight the spaces were down there. And now we're making our way around the corner to the raft that'll take us over to Tom Sawyer? No. Pirate's Lair. Not Tom Sawyer's Island. But anyway, what we're going to do here, we're going to take the raft over, and I'm going to show you the whole island. I'm going to run around it as quickly as I can. I wait for the raft to come over. Here we go. Whew, man, tired. We're back at the edge of New Orleans Square. Got the Haunted Mansion. It's the Haunted Holiday Mansion now with Nightmare Before Christmas. And we're kind of work our way slowly through the crowd. It's super busy because this is the second day after the holiday blackout for a lot of the season passes, so a lot of people are coming in to get the one last day of the Christmas decorations and get back to Disneyland after missing it for 2 whole weeks. At Critter Country. And when I think Critter Country, what do I think? I think Splash Mountain. Let's kind of make our way over so we can get a good look. And there's the big drop. Little paddle wheel. And here's going, splish. I'm all wet now. And coming around. Let's see if we get one more coming down. And here we go. I'm sitting in the front. I'm going to get wet. Boom. Alright, let's go down to Critter Country. A little more of the Rivers of America. The Hungry Bear restaurant. I highly, highly, highly suggest the loaded fries. It's got like cheese and bacon and chives. Very healthy. Heart Smart, I believe. Coming around here to the Fast Pass entrance for Splash Mountain. I don't think there's much of a wait today because it's so cold. Ish. For California. If it hits like 58, people put their parkas on. You can always tell who the tourists are and who the people from Southern California are because the tourists are wearing shorts and we get the Winnie the Pooh ride. Eeyore's my favorite. Little bridge going over into Splash Mountain. And I think Winnie the Pooh might be down here somewhere, and I heard Eeyore might be down here as well. Let's see if we can find them. Try not to step on any kids. I say excuse me a lot. And going through. There's the entrance to Splash Mountain. Obviously. Captain Obvious here. This kind of works all the way to a dead end, I think. Here we go. Oh, there he is. There's Winnie the Pooh with his Sandy hat on. Taking pictures of everybody. And who's next to him? The sad, sad donkey Eeyore. Let's get around and get a better picture of Eeyore. Get around these Christmas presents. They won't be here tomorrow. Christmas will be over. January 7th. Done. And there's Eeyore. Waiting patiently to have his picture taken with a kid who has no idea who he is. And now, Tomorrowland. How cool is that? I love it in here. I love Tomorrowland. I even like the movie with the lovely and super, super talented Britt Robertson and that other guy. There they go. The steampunk rocket ships. Going around and around. Haven't been on that one yet. Well, I was When I came here in '95, I went, but I haven't been on there since I came back a year ago. The French fry rocks. They took most of them away a couple months ago. As we come around the corner, there it is. Star Tours. I do this at least twice or 3 times every time I visit. Right now they're doing the Rise of Skywalker version. If you've seen the movie, you're going to love it. It's pretty cool. No spoilers. But you'll love it. Even if you didn't really love the movie, you'll love the ride, trust me. And here we go, kind of going in through, avoiding kids. There we go, Astro Blasters. Get a shot of the sign here. I did this for the first time last time I was here. Went through. I was shooting up, boom, boom, boom. I thought I had a pretty good score until I looked at the 5-year-old in the car in front of me, and he had a lot more zeros on his score than I did. So I'm guessing my gun was broken. I'm gonna stick with that. But I had a good time. I think the new Spider-Man ride in California, Disney's California Adventure, is going to be similar to that. Instead of shooting lasers, you shoot webs. See what kind of score I can get on that. I'm gonna make it way through here. I just like being in this area at night. It's really, really cool. Flying saucers everywhere. And there it is, Space Mountain, or Hyperspace Mountain. For at least a couple more days. There it is, Hyperspace Mountain. Love this ride. I did it 5 times in a row once when there's nobody in the single rider line. I just kept going through, boom, 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 boom. And finally they're like, get away. We've seen you enough. Pizza Planet. It's good pizza. But any pizza is good pizza. I used to even like the rectangular cardboard pizza you got in school. And random story time. You'll hear a lot of random stories from me. When I was in 10th grade, I had fillings put in my teeth without Novocaine because it was double pizza day at school. And I knew if I had Novocaine, I couldn't have pizza. And it was double pizza because you get 2 slices of pizza instead of 1. So they drilled, put the filling in, no Novocaine, and I went and had my rectangular cardboard pizza, and I loved it. The things we do for pizza. Star Wars Launch Bay, it's kind of fun. It's not really a ride, it's kind of a experience, particularly if you're a Star Wars fan. Galaxy far, far away. And there's a guy guarding the door while they let us through. He's got his lightsaber up. Everybody's so happy to work here. Everybody's smiling, so nice. I don't think I've ever had a grumpy Disney cast member yet. Look at this. All the different models of the different ships. Got the Millennium Falcon. It's a little movie that kind of shows what Disney's doing after they took over Star Wars for a ridiculous amount of money. And here's a model of Batuu, Galaxy's Edge. It's pretty cool. I remember seeing this before Galaxy's Edge opened, saying, wow, that looks amazing. If it's anything like this for real, it's going to be amazing, and it's better. Here's some of the different ships here. I think that's a hammerhead. Correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to correct me if I say something wrong. It won't offend me. You got the pilot, the bad guy. And we'll come around from the backside here. You got Boba Fett's ship. You got Destroyer. Without the world-killing cannons. Closer look at Boba Fett's Slave One. Know how I knew that? I read the little sign. I'm smart that way. Kids playing with their lightsabers. Adults were playing with their lightsabers. And another thing fun over here, let's kind of make our way around this corner over. Here we go. They have a character meet and greet here where you can meet different Star Wars characters. I met Darth Vader. We have Chewbacca here. I met Chewbacca before at the El Capitan Theater for The Last Jedi. He didn't have much to say, but it was still fun. I cherish our time together. And here we go. More merchandising. Star Wars merchandising. R2-D2. Han and Chewie. Rey and Kylo. Who else was kind of grossed out a little bit when they kissed? Because I kind of thought they were like brother and sister. And when they kissed, I'm like, oh no, they're doing a Game of Thrones. There he is, the good guy. A Star Wars tour. Star Wars store tour. Look at that. That's amazing. So cool. I was coming here and kind of poke around. So it was so much merchandise to kind of go through and trying to force yourself not to buy everything you look at because it's tempting. Now it's all about trying to find Baby Yoda merchandise. Not a lot out yet. The price they had to pay for keeping it secret. But who else was like, no, they're not going to do it. When you saw those little teeny ears poking up above that little bassinet. And I'm like, it's a little tiny Yoda. Baby Yoda. Up, the child. Still Baby Yoda to me. Until they come up with a better name. And here's another shirt. It's kind of cute. Look at his eyes. Favreau, genius for coming up with that. Mandalorian, amazing show. Can't wait for the next season. And we go out back into Tomorrowland. Now I don't know if that's a rocket or a laser. Got Nemo's Submarine Voyage, which I think originally was 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Watch the original on Disney Plus. Kirk Douglas definitely chewed up the scenery. He was super funny, super hammy. And last but not least, Autotopia, presented by Honda. I think they should have like classic cars. 57 Chevy, Mustangs, maybe a Deuce Coupe. Only 20-minute wait time, not bad. And we'll get another shot around the other side. And that's it for Tomorrowland. And now, the reason why Disney got my money. Galaxy's Edge. So amazing. It's just like you're walking into the set of a... Not the set, like you're actually on a planet in the Star Wars universe. It's just amazing, the details. You have droids all over the place. The variety is just unreal. I said I visited like December of like I said 2018. Liked it. Came back in August just because of Galaxy's Edge. Unbelievable. Look at these speeders. Just the detail, unbelievable. But after going through, I immediately at the end of the day, I spent 14 hours, I think, and about 8 hours was probably in Galaxy's Edge. I immediately, even though I was beat, super tired, I went over to the ticket booth and upgraded my day pass to a season pass, because I knew I definitely wanted to come back after riding Smugglers Run probably 5 or 6 times. I knew I wanted to check out the second ride, Rise of the Resistance. So yeah, I'll suck it up. Watching everybody get off the ride, and everybody seems to think that it is unbelievable. This might replace Space Mountain, Hyperspace Mountain, as my favorite ride at Disneyland. Looks insane. There's some Resistance merchandise, and there is the entrance to the Rise of Resistance ride. I've been trying to avoid spoilers as much as I can, just so I can kind of go in. I haven't seen a couple of pictures of what it looks like inside, and it looks amazing. Unbelievable. A lot of happy people waiting for their turn to get on the ride. Wish I was one of them, but I have to wait until the 19th. I'll be back to check it out. Some cool details there. Cast preview only. And I don't have a blue ID or a boarding group. But one last look at the entrance. Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. Let's check out some more of the details here. Got a couple more spacecraft. Hi, dude. Looks pretty amazing. We'll have a drinking game. How many times does Tony say amazing? I say it a lot. Here we go into the marketplace. We'll just kind of wander through this aimlessly, kind of taking a look at all the details that are in here. First time I walked through, it was kind of overwhelming, just like, where do you look? There's just so much. I mean, you go back, you can come back probably 100 times and find something that you hadn't seen before. Like the wooden Wookiee at the bottom there. Don't know if that's Chewbacca or not, or just a random Wookiee. Making my way through the crowd. Here we go. Those annoying little creatures. Got the miniature speeders over here. They're baby Yoda size. Baby Yoda size speeders. Bunch of creatures in here. Buy something for your shelf. Speaking of shelves, I'll be doing videos on my collection of action figures. I have a bunch of 3-Zeros and Hot Toys, all displayed very nicely on what I like to call the birth control wall. And I'm going to do like an overview and show them as a group, and then I'll take them down and kind of show you the boxes, a little bit more information, how much I paid, how much they're worth. Did I make money? Did I lose money? I like to think I'm always making money on these things. That's my justification for buying them. You can buy some costumes here. Can't wear them in the park though. You can buy them, but you can't wear them. Ironic, huh? I think it's ironic. Alanis Morissette kind of confused me on what exactly ironic means. I know it's not rain on your wedding day. And we walk into Ronto's Roasters. This is pretty cool. Food's good too. I usually will grab lunch here occasionally. Hit a dead end, kind of come back around. Go take a look at this over here. Go over the mouse ears. And into, like I said, just so much to look at. So much to see. And we'll spin around and we'll make our way back out of here. Up first, we'll take a look at the droid turning to meat, because they have to have a droid. They couldn't just go to Home Depot and get a automatic one that don't need somebody paddling it back and forth. And here we go around, making my way around the corner here. And now we're going to go into a very cool store. Here we go, 1 second. Just got to get to these people. I'm glad to say I didn't step on one little kid. It was difficult. They scoot around. More details here. Another smiling cast member. They're so happy. Or very good actors, I'm not sure. Probably some of one, a little bit of the other. But so much to buy in here. I have to have a little bit of self-control every time I come in here. I do want to get Rey's new lightsaber, because Rey has jumped up to the top of my list of favorite Star Wars characters. Number 3 on the list. Number 1, Darth Vader. Number 2, Han Solo. And number 3, Rey. I didn't know what to think of her at first, but I like her enough. She was my second Hot Toys Star Wars purchase. Her and BB-8. You'll see that soon. It's a nice figure. I like it. And here we go. More cool merchandise for the collectibles, collectors. That's really cool. I like it. Chess pieces. And we're on our way back out and around to... Can anybody guess? What are we going to see next? The Millennium Falcon and Smugglers Run. Jump cut. And we'll slowly make our way up to the entrance of Smugglers Run. I think I rode this about 5 times the first day I came here. But I always get Engineer, because you do the single rider line, you get Engineer. It just is what it is. One time I got Pilot, but then there was like this 6-year-old kid who really wanted to be the pilot. So I traded, and guess what I traded for? Engineer. So I got to push buttons. But you're still in the Millennium Falcon, so it's cool. I really want to jump over this fence and run up inside that, up that ramp and inside the Millennium Falcon. That would be fun. But I also think they should do photo ops on the bottom there. That would be kind of an awesome picture to get. Check out some more of the detail here. Oh, we got some stormtroopers. rousting people like they do. And their useless armor that doesn't stop anything. I don't even think it would stop a slingshot. But it looks cool, and that's what's important. He's lying. That guy's lying to you, stormtroopers. Look at this. So many questions, so many lies. And there they go. Off to punch Baby Yoda. And here's the entrance. All the people with reservations to the cantina. There it is, the entrance. I didn't have reservations, so I can't go in there, but it's very cool. So much to look at in there. Let's go over here. Check these out. Second-hand helmets. Look at that. They've been through a battle or two. Here we go. Around the corner. Take a look at this. How cool is that? The shuttle. Always brings the bad guys wherever they need to go, so they can go force choke someone. This is where all the bad guys get their swag. Right over there, there's a story over there in that doorway. And we got blue and green milk. I like the blue a lot better than the green. Just a preference. Look at that. Got more droids over here. Get a closer look at them. Look at that. Bunch of tools, spare parts. They're torturing a little. Okay, and then we have a probe droid in a net. Broken. Won't be probing anybody anytime soon. And speaking of droids, let's go around the corner here. We got the droid depot. Going around. Excuse me, sir. Oh, he's got a droid in his backpack. Got a droid backpack. I don't have a droid backpack. I'm gonna have to get a backpack for my droid. A droid backpack. More droids. And here we go. Get your little assembly area right there. Some full-size droids part. You can't make your own full-size droid. Soon, I'm guessing. Probably not. And looking around. And we go over to the conveyor belt where you can get all the different pieces for your droids. I built two. I built an R unit and a BB unit. R2, R0, and BBQ. I did the black and gray for both of them. The thing is, they're remote control and they have personality chips so that if they kind of interact with each other, if they get close to each other. So if you have your droid on and you're walking through Galaxy's Edge and there's other people with droids, they'll kind of talk to each other. All right. Let's get the heck out of here. Excuse me, sir. Back into Batu. And we're going around here. This is the scrap metal shop, aka where you can make your own lightsabers. I haven't done this yet. I'm trying to decide if I want to do it or not. I'm going to get Ray's first, and then maybe I'll build my own after that. Speaking of Ray, I think this over here, is that Ray's speeder? Kind of looks a little bit like it. Spare parts. And there's Kylo with a couple more stormtroopers going around doing what they do, hassling people, trying to get information, find the resistance. Alright, now how funny was it when in Mandalorian, on that last episode, when they were making fun of the way the stormtroopers can't seem to hit anything, shooting at that can. There's Kylo's trying to hassle this poor woman. She runs off. Doesn't want anything with it now. He's trying to use his force powers. Get some more information. Kylo, I liked him, but doesn't seem quite as intimidating as Darth Vader was. Darth Vader's my guy. I was kind of sad when he died. Redeemed too, just like Kylo, even with that creepy kiss at the end. And there they go. One last view of the beautiful, beautiful Galaxy's Edge. And it's time to make our way out of here. Walk on over to California Adventure, and I'm going to ride the Indy Coaster. Alright, I thought I'd do one last view of Main Street at Christmas time. It's tomorrow, it's going to be gone. Give you something to look forward to next year. Christmas time in Disneyland. Spectacular. If you made it this far, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed my newbie view of Disneyland. Like I said, feel free to tell me what you like about Disneyland, what you don't like, things I should try. I'm definitely going to go back and try some different places to eat. See some more of the shows that I haven't seen yet. Maybe do an episode of riding every single ride in Fantasyland. That should be interesting. I also just bought a Panasonic S1 that takes amazing low light video. So I'm going to do some nighttime content here at Disneyland. Show you what some of the different areas look like at night. Particularly Galaxy's Edge, it's just so cool at night. I kind of wish they would have some characters roaming around after dark. They don't seem to be out quite as much as they are during the day. I'm also going to be doing content on film and television, pop culture, Comic-Cons, collectibles, some Hollywood history. I'm going to take you to my favorite movie theaters in Los Angeles, the El Capitan and Man's Chinese, both unbelievable places to watch movies. A lot of people come to LA. They go to Hollywood Boulevard, and they check out the footprints in the courtyard there at Man's Chinese, and they just don't realize what an incredible place it is to see a movie. So I'm going to be doing a video on that. Some other stuff, just like I said, just stuff that I like, things that things that are my thing. So please hit like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing videos weekly. And now, like I said, we'll just get one little last view of Disneyland. Slowly make our way over towards the berm, past City Hall. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun making it. Realized how much I haven't experienced yet at Disneyland, and I have a lot more to look forward to. And I'll take you guys along with me, and we'll have some fun. And under the berm we go. We're leaving Disneyland behind. And back out to the real world. Thank you.